I cut the check, I cut the check, I cut the check. Tell my niggas we up next, so we up next. She shot a text, she shot a text, she shot a text. Kill the I might put the different day, put a nigga on that same shit. I've been ballin' with my niggas, Kevin Cambridge. Oh, you drippy, but you better tuck your chain quick.
Alright guys, we back with another episode, and I got some really exciting news. So, I just been watching, what I usually do throughout the day is, I go to work in the morning, come home, usually either study for what I'm going to talk about on my next podcast, or just come up with ideas, or I just watch TV, take a day off, watch TV, play the game with my friends, watch TV with my family. And normally, like the YouTubers I watch, if you know, you know, I watch DDG, Flight Reacts, Cash Nasty, it's a person named King of the Fourth Quarter. I watch a couple podcasts, I watch some movies, I watch a lot of stuff. But I've been like watching a lot of reaction videos, especially Flight Reacts and Cash Nasty. They just like, they react every day. That's basically their jobs. And they're really good reactors. They keep you entertained. Like Flight, his whole marketing scheme is like, I don't know if he's acting dumb. Sorry, I'm messing with my hair. I don't know if he's my do-rag. I don't know if he's acting dumb, but his whole marketing scheme to get him bigger followers is just basically to act dumb. But like sometimes you just look at Flight and be like, man, this guy's dead serious. Like probably one of the worst basketball players you ever seen. He got better, but he's probably one of the worst basketball players you ever seen. And he'll say like, oh, in a couple years I'm gonna make the NBA. I can't wait. And then, like, let's say what he'll do that really got me wanting to do is he'll react to NBA games. And he's been reacting to NBA games, and he'll call, let's say, yesterday he just called out Michael Porter Jr. He didn't call him out by his name, but what he does is, oh, look at that nobody player. Or look at that 5-day contract player. Or, like, somebody, let's say, Terrence Ross, a player that's well known in the league. He'll say, oh, look at that player. He only got 5 days left on his contract, and then he'll do his little dumb laugh, his little dolphin laugh, and like that's his marketing scheme. Is just like being dumb and like making up dumb stuff, and it gives him my nerves sometimes. Cause like you're saying this for a good player, like he'll say, oh man, that player just stole my move. He'll do a little ugly Euro style. He's like, they just stole my move, and like sometimes he's dead serious, and I don't know if he's joking because like I've seen Flight be real serious and he's like a real smart person, and I give him that all the time. He's a real smart person, but like just a lot of stuff he be saying is dumb as I don't know what, and it's because he be high, man. That man be high as a kite, and I know this got nothing to do with sports, but like he's really entertaining, and he's like really inspiration why I decided to do a reaction channel. So I'm gonna have this channel still, but I just bought the green screen and stuff, and my friend's gonna teach me how to do the reactions, like how to do the little camera stuff, because I'm not really tech savvy, I guess. So I just bought the green screen, and basically I'm gonna start this week. Soon as the NBA games, I'm just gonna be popping out videos. I'm gonna make a new channel. I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet, but I'm gonna make a new channel, just popping out videos, and it's something I'm really looking forward to. And I might do some other stuff on there, like once this whole coronavirus thing not clears up, because I don't think it's going to clear up for a long time. But once it gets better to where you feel safe to go outside, even though you still got to wear your mask, you feel safe to go outside, do activities, I might start vlogging. I wanted to do that before the coronavirus stuff happened, and I was really going to do it, but I kept procrastinating. And like, I'm happy like I didn't procrastinate on doing this podcast, because I've been wanting to do this for a long time. But yeah, I'm just going to start a reaction channel. I'm going to do a lot of stuff on there, and hopefully it takes me to where I want to be in life. I really want to be a sports broadcaster, but hey, if I end up being a YouTuber, and if I'm able to give back to my family what they gave me by doing YouTube, that's what I want to do. That's my goal. That's really all I want to do, is to give back to my family. So I am going to start a reaction channel. Not a lot of people watch my videos right now, but if you watch this video, give me an idea on what to call it, because I still don't know what to call it. And NBA games come back in 2 days, so for the first few days it's gonna be my name until I figure out like really what to call the channel, because I'm not gonna get famous with a name DeAndre Flanagan as my YouTube name. That's like why would you put, I don't see no YouTuber with his full name as his YouTube page, so I'm not really gonna do that. I'm gonna try to find a name, try to talk to my parents, my friends about it. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start my own reaction channel. So hopefully you guys support me, and let's get into the podcast. So NBA scrimmages is still going on, and like it's some stuff that I like, some stuff that I don't like. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do a pros and cons, and it's really not a big section I got because like it's a little bit of cons, but it's a lot of pros. So let's get into it. So my cons, I only have 2 cons, and I just feel like the commentary to the NBA scrimmages is so trash and annoying. Like they're on Zoom calls commentating, they're all lagged out, they're played like Bobo was score. I just bring it up an example. Actually, it happened. Bobo blocked a shot, and then the lady said 5 seconds later, "Oh, good block." That was 5 seconds later. She said, "Get that out of here." I'm like, man, that's 5 seconds later, and it's like they're all like they're not on the same time as the game going on, and it's like it's just I understand that's how it's gonna have to be, but like a good thing that I think should happen is just have the guys that's be on TNT, Charles Barkley, Shaq, Kenny the Jet Smith, Dennis Scott. I forgot the other guy, but just have them be in their studio, their TNT studio, and just commentate the games from there. Now it's a lot of games that's going to be going on at the same time, so like just have a lot of players, like former players or NBA analysts. The people they be having that's on these Zoom calls, they be random people that I really don't know about. And it was like only a couple games where you had people that you hear them, you like, oh, I know what that is. But like the Zoom calls for the Nuggets versus the Wizards game, I didn't know any of those people. So like just have people, old basketball players or like people that we know commentate the game, because it was just some random people commentating the game and it was just getting annoying. They were saying weird stuff and all that, but hey, I don't know what they're gonna do. Hopefully they change it up, because I'm not the only person that's been voicing their opinion about the commentary, because it's been weird. And I know it's going to have to be like this because they're trying to have less people in the bubble as possible. But I don't know, it's really weird. But the other thing is, it's not really big, because at the same time I understand why they would do this. Is some players don't look like they're trying their all. But I understand that, because I understand, like, my main example, LeBron. He's been doing good, but it doesn't look like he's trying his all. And I understand he's old, 35 years old, saving your energy for the playoffs. And I'm expecting this to go on for these 8 games that they have before the playoffs. I'm expecting the big players to not really try as much, because their main goal is to win a championship. And these little exhibition games, like, they really don't matter, especially if you're already high up there and your seed is already secured. Like, it really doesn't matter. So I understand why they're not playing as much. But, like, I don't know, I guess for a viewer, as a person that been missing basketball for 4 months, I want to see the best basketball I can possibly see, and like sometimes it just doesn't look like that. But I understand why it's not happening, and luckily I think tonight is the last game of the scrimmages, so in 2 days we will be seeing some real basketball, because other than the Lakers, the Bucks, the Raptors, Celtics, like they're the only people that secured their spot where they at. Everybody else is fighting to go up in seed to get home court advantage, or you got the bottom 3 teams in the West that's fighting to get that 8th seed. So there's going to be some real games played soon. So I'm happy to see that. But I'm just saying, like, even though it's one more day of scrimmage, like that was one of my cons. Is I just feel like I wasn't watching 100% real basketball. But hey, I don't know with that. But my pros, it's a lot of pros. I just feel like we got to see some hidden gems. Now, people forgot about Bobo. People forgot how good he was in high school and college. And people forgot, it was like people felt like, oh, he should have been top 10. That he dropped to like the 44th pick. So, like, people really didn't have high expectations for him. And he came out and hooped these 3 scrimmages. I think he averaged 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 blocks. So, that's really good numbers for a rookie. And you seen MPJ, Michael Porter Jr., he just came back yesterday. Because I don't think he had the coronavirus, but I think he didn't come to Orlando. He didn't come to Orlando when his teammates came to Orlando. So he came late, but yesterday he had a 19-10 game, which is real good. Like the old MPJ, the old high school MPJ. where if you don't know what that is, I advise you to go look up those highlights, because like I said in past videos, I know you got LeBron, I know you got John Wall, you got Zion, but Michael Porter Jr. is the best high school player to ever play. Unstoppable. Scoring wise, unstoppable. Crazy in high school. His mixtape highlights, oh my god. And he just looked like that Michael Porter Jr. from yesterday. He looked like him. So hopefully he's playing like he usually played back in the day. I know he dealt with injuries, but like he looks like he's really healthy now. So that other with Bobo, I mean that him and Bobo could be that hidden piece that the Nuggets have been missing this whole time, which is if they add those two pieces in to what they already had, because they're already like a top 10 team. Then you add these two young pieces that are generational talents. It's just that can take them over that level without having to trade anybody, because that's what everybody thinks. They have to trade somebody to get that player, but these two players that they got could be that player. But other people we've seen, Roy Hachimura, he's been dogging, and like he's a person that I really like, a mid-range killer, and plays good underrated defense to me. And I like his mid-range game. I like his little post-up game, his size-up game. I like Roy Hachimura a lot, and he hasn't really been seen as one of the best rookies this year because he's been hurt. And when he's on the Wizards, they're not really getting a lot of attention unless your name is Bradley Beal. And people really underrate him as a player. And he's been doing real good. He had a couple 18-point games. I think he had one 20-point game. So he's been hooping this scrimmages. But they're only going to play like 8 games because they're not making the playoffs. But hopefully he hoops out because I really like him. And a player that like we all forgot about because after his rookie year, he just went down. Michael Carter Williams, he's been impressing me these 3 scrimmages. He just looks like he's playing with a lot of energy on defense and offense. And he just looks like a great backup point guard that he could be. Now, he's been having a great season on the Magic. And I was just excited to see it carry on to this bubble. But, like, it looks like he's playing way better, more energy, trying to give the ball to his teammates a lot more, and just playing really great defense. So I like what I've been seeing from him, and he's been showing like why he was drafted so high coming out of college, even though he's not that starting point guard. But people got to realize, even though you drafted high, you're not always going to be a starter. I know that team that drafts you high depends on you to be a starter, but if you can be a star in your role, it's no different. Like if you can be a star bench player, that's no different. You can come off the bench averaging 20 as a top 10 pick. That's amazing. Like if you get drafted to the Warriors and you're a shooting guard or a point guard, you're not going to be a starter. But you can come off the bench. Let's say Anthony Edwards or LaMelo Ball gets drafted there. They come off the bench averaging 16 their whole careers. If they're on the Warriors their whole career, playing behind those 2 players their whole career, they're going to be looked at as a star in their role. And like you can't really get mad at them because they really couldn't get into that starting position because you have 2 greats in front of you. That's why I'm saying like a lot of players really don't get drafted and be that star to change the whole freaking franchise. A lot of players get drafted into the wrong situation where they have to fall into a different role that they expected to be, but sometimes it works out in the good. And I just feel like Michael Carter Williams can be one of those players that people thought he can be a really great point guard, but like he probably just didn't have that much skill. But now he's just showing that he can be a great backup point guard that a lot of teams could want because he brings a lot. Can guard 1 through 3, can facilitate. Really can't score that much, but he's getting there. Even though he's been in the league for a long time, you can still see like he loves the game. So I'm happy to see him come back. And like we just seen a lot of players just play really good in this bubble. Come out, play really good. So I'm happy to see that. We just had the Grizzlies versus the Heat, and I don't know if you guys know, but I want to say in like January or February, Andre Iguodala was on the Grizzlies. Now he's on the Heat, but he didn't play any game on the Grizzlies because you guys might not know him. He's an old player, like 36, so he wants to win a championship. Even though he has a 2 or 3, he wants to contend for a championship, and he just felt like playing on that young team, which was the Grizzlies. He felt like playing on that young team could risk a lot, like could get him hurt, or just like he just felt like it was just playing on that young team for nothing, because they're not gonna win nothing. Even though they're in the playoffs, they're not really gonna win nothing. So he just didn't play. And like John Morant, Dylan Brooks, players on the Grizzlies, they like took that to heart and they really didn't like that. So today they played each other. Well, scratch that. Back then when that happened, Dylan Brooks said, I hope we trade him and then we play him later on in the season so we can show him what we're about. So they were really mad at that. And today they finally got to play him. They didn't go one-on-one with him, but they played the team that he's on, which is the Heat. And they both had monster games in a scrimmage. They played most of the scrimmage, and like you could tell they took it to heart. Dylan Brooks had 24. John Morant had 22 and 11. Dude, 2 nasty alley hoops. That's one thing I love about John Morant. I love his energy. I love the dog in him. Like, he wants to be better. He wants to show people that he deserved to be top 2 in the draft, and he wants to show people that he's going to be one of the best point guards in this league. And I just love that about him. And he just so goddamn athletic. He's so athletic. It's crazy. It's crazy with him. But they just both had monster games. I think Andre Iguodala had 4, 7, and 2. And you might say that's terrible. But like, Andre Iguodala, after he left the Nuggets, he was never a numbers guy. It's more about impact with Andre Iguodala. It's about guarding your best player. It's about hitting those clutch shots, which he does so much time. And well, this is a scrimmage, so I'm not really mad. I'm not really gonna look at this and be like, oh, he didn't show up. First of all, he's 36. He's not LeBron. He's not one of the best players at 36. But he's still one of the most impactful players in this league. That all the contenders, the Bucks, the Lakers, the Warriors, well, not the Warriors no more, but the Heat, Clippers, Celtics, the Raptors, all of them wanted him at the trade deadline because they know his impact is so high. He can defend, he can shoot when needed, guard your best player. Like, I look at him as an impact player. So when you look at those stats, 4, 7, and 2, I'm not really mad that he did that because he's never been a stat guy after he left the Nuggets. But hey, that's something else to talk about later on. But another pro I like that we've been seeing like a lot of good games. Like the Lakers and the Wizards just had a really good game yesterday. Deion Waiters and J.R. Smith, the players that I was like, why did the Lakers get them? They had a really good game yesterday. They showed me a lot. They both had 38 together. They had 38 together. I think JR had 21, I want to say. But yeah, they both had really good games together. Deion was trying to facilitate, and I like that from him. And JR was just getting his buckets like he usually does. So that was just a really good game to watch. And plus, it was a close game to watch. Rui Hachimura was going back at him, so it wasn't no blowout. So it was fun to watch. Alex Caruso had 17. Everybody loves Alex Caruso. So if you don't know who he is, better wake up, because he's a good player. He's a good player, but I don't know what about him makes everybody like so happy. Like, he's a meme. He's basically a meme. Has a 1 million followers on Instagram. I'm no hate to him. He's a great player for our team. I love him on our team. But it's just weird that the attention that everybody gives him is like, it's weird to me. But he's still a great player. I think it's because he's bald, part bald, and like not trying to be racist, but like this is basically what it is. Like, he's a white basketball player that can dunk, and like he has hops, and like I don't understand. Other than that, I don't understand like why he gets that look. I don't know why ESPN posts him every other week. Like, it's crazy how they do him. Like, they just had an Alex Caruso highlights that was 9 minutes. Alex Caruso didn't really do 9 minutes worth of highlights his whole season. And that's no disrespect, but I'm like, yo, come on, man. Come on. Like, they just showing regular layups. Like, alright, like, stop, get off. Just chill out on. But then we had other games like the Bucks and the Pelicans. Well, yeah, it was the Bucks and the Pelicans. They had a really good game. And it's just fun to see. It's fun to see like some of our big stars coming out and playing basketball. I did say some players are not playing for real, but like some of the big stars are playing. James Harden just had 38 and 9, and that was a really fun game because he was going against John Morant. and it was him and Russell Westbrook versus Ja Morant. That was a really fun game. Ja Morant was not backing down. He was really guarding Russell Westbrook. That's something I really didn't think he was really that good at. I didn't think he was that good of a defender, but he was doing his own with Russell Westbrook. So that was something fun to watch with Ja Morant. But James Harden just almost had a triple-double in 3 quarters. Still got his 30 points. So, like, that man is just crazy on offense. And I know a lot of people kept saying after he did that, like, he's the best scorer ever. Relax. I am a Kobe fan diehard. Second favorite player ever is Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is no doubtedly, I hope I said that right, no doubtedly the best scorer of all time. A 7-foot point guard that can shoot, that can defend. Well, that's not even need to be talking about. We're talking about scoring. That can shoot from anywhere, that can dribble size you up, can dunk on you, and can cross you over. It's nobody better than that. 7 foot. I don't know his wingspan, but I know it's close to 7'5". So he will shoot over a center. It's nothing to him. Pull up from anywhere on the court. He is the 3rd best shooter of all time. Like, no, it's no debate that he is the best scorer of all time. And after that, then you could probably say, oh, James Harden, Kobe, Jordan, AI. You could argue those, but, like, I don't care. Nobody says KD is the best scorer of all time. But other than that, we seen Luka go against Victor Oladipo, who they both had really good games. Luka had 29-11, so he almost had a triple-double himself. Victor Oladipo, even though I said I didn't want him to play, he looked really good. And he was taking good defense. He shot really good. He shot a 3 really good than I ever thought he was able to shoot. And he had 16 points himself, shooting deep range threes. And I'm still like iffy if I want him to play. But if he looked the way he looked like the other day, just go ahead and play. I don't care. Go ahead and play. But just don't get hurt. Please don't get hurt. Because you're supposed to get your money, and I want you to get your money. But other than that, we really didn't see that much. Giannis had 30-11 in 3 quarters, which he usually does anyway. So he was just going to try hard in a scrimmage. Like, Giannis, chill out, man. Chill out, man. You got a championship to win. You got to chill out, man. But I'm happy that he did that. It was just a fun game to watch for him. But other than that, like, I like what the NBA is doing. They're trying to bring the excitement to the games back again. They're putting crowd noises in the background. Like, I was watching, who did they play? The Magic versus the Nuggets. It was exciting. Like, it was like they had crowd. They have a panel in the background, so they were showing the Nuggets fans in the background screaming. But it was obviously pre-recorded from early Nuggets games. Hold on, let me turn on my light. It was obviously pre-recorded. So other than that, it was just fun to watch. Like, they tried to bring the atmosphere. They was trying to bring in music that they played in the background. Like, I heard some Pop Smoke in the background. So, like, they try to be hip. Like, it was cool to watch. Like, I love their effort to make it feel like a regular game. And I feel like no other league would do this. So, I love the NBA for this. And other than that, that's really it for my pros and cons. But it was really, the scrimmages, they have been real fun to watch. Certain games. I think the Spurs played the Wizards, like I said. Or they played somebody. The Nets. The Spurs played the Nets. I'm not watching that. I know Karis LeVert had a good game, but I'm not watching that. I'm sorry. But, but I think the NBA is doing a really good job. No players still have the coronavirus, so that's really good. But another thing we got to talk about. We got to talk about this because it's been a really hot thing going on is the Lou Williams versus Kendrick Perkins beef. Now, I already told y'all, Kendrick Perkins might be the most annoying person in the world. But sometimes he do be speaking facts. But in this instance, he should have just shut up. Like, sometimes he be snaking out to people that really mess with him. So if you guys don't know, Lou Williams, he left the bubble. And he was with this rapper named Jack Harlow, the dude that has one of the best songs out, was popping. He was with him. He went back to go to a funeral. But then, I guess, one day he went to go pick up some wings. But the place where he went to go pick up the wings it was a strip club. Jack Harlow was there. They took a picture together, posted it, and it was at a strip club, so it got heck of news behind it. Oh my gosh, it got a lot of news behind it, and now he's getting a lot of heat from it. Now he has to serve a 10-day quarantine by himself, isolated in the bubble. So he came back to the bubble, and some people feel like he shouldn't have got that much. Like, he went to go get some wings, but obviously, if you go to a strip club, no matter what the food is, people just gonna automatically think, "Oh, you went there to see." So, you know what I mean? But he said it was just for the wings, and I think he has a girlfriend. But hey, people go there anyway. But he went to go get some wings, and Kendrick Perkins said that was like really irresponsible, and then he just said like now he looks at Lou Williams different, like he has a little bit to no respect for him. I'm like, yo, what? The man went to go get some wings. He's a grown man. Why does that have to affect you? Like, why do you have to? It seems like with Kendrick Perkins, he likes to put his word into everything. Like, he wants to be in every conversation. And I was like, that didn't need you, Kendrick Perkins. And now they're beefing. Lou Williams basically said, don't try to be all laffy-dovey with me when you see me in person. Basically saying, keep that same energy when we're in person. So, and then Kendrick Perkins gonna say, oh, you're too little, guy. You're a little guy. Like, this little petty beef is childish, man. And I'm like, yo, like, this could have been avoided if Kendrick would have shut up. It's none of his business. But, hey, man, that's just the type of person he is. It's a weird person. But I don't feel like Lou Williams should have got 10 days. But I feel like that's the protocol to make sure everybody's safe. So if that's it, then okay. But if that's like a suspension type thing, he went to get some wings. You say he went to the strip club. If he went there to see something, you know what I mean? He's a grown man. I don't care what you say. He went back to obviously go to a funeral. And other than that, after that, he went to go get some wings probably. So I don't know. But another thing that really happened that was like really crazy to see is, now y'all know Patrick Mahomes has got 10 years, $500 million. Well, now he's a part owner of the Kansas City Royals, the baseball team. So let me tell you something what this guy did. He was drafted to play baseball. Didn't play baseball, wanted to go play football. Got drafted to the Chiefs. Basically didn't play his first year. Next year, won MVP. Basically his rookie year. Because the first year he barely played. Next year, won MVP. Year after that, won Super Bowl MVP. Now he's only 23. Just remind you. Won Super Bowl MVP. Gets a 10 years, $500 million contract. Then now he's a part owner of an MLB team, and he's 23. That is amazing for a 23-year-old to make that much money and this quick. It's amazing, and he deserves every single bit of it because he's a generational talent. And the main thing with people that gets drafted to the MLB but play football is everybody say, oh, you should have went to the MLB. You ain't going to get that MLB money over here. Well, he's getting that MLB money in football. He's one of those players that's getting that money in football. I mean, and he's getting way more money than the biggest MLB players getting paid. So he made the right decision, and I guess he just bet on his talents, which he has a lot of talent. But hey, that's just amazing to see you do all that at age 23, and I love it. I could demo for that. Like, keep going out and earning more money, because you might be at the end of your career the best ever. The way your trajectory is going, you might be the best of all time. But other than that, NFL players is just, like I said, that dude from the Chiefs, he decided to opt out the season. Well, now we've seen like 12 other players do it now. 5 players from the Patriots did it. So, but that don't mean nothing, because Bill Belichick, he always had that next man up system. So, hopefully we see that with them. But like 5 players from their team opt out, and like a lot more players in the league just decided to opt out, and it might be a lot more. And it's just crazy because the NFL has no protection. They went back to training camp today, I think. but like they have no protection. And I understand players just opting out. Like a couple players, like I know one player just had a baby 5 months ago. Marquise Goodwin, he just had a baby. Dante Hightower just had a baby. So I understand why players are not going, because they have no they have no hope. Like they're just going in there blind because they don't know. Anybody where they at can have the coronavirus test. Could have the coronavirus, so they don't know. And I just understand why players is doing it. And it sucks because like I don't see the NBA and the NFL doing nothing about it. Because if that was the NBA and those 12 players opted out, the season would be canceled. And I seen Richard Sherman say this. I don't think the NFL cares if it's 10 players, 20 players, 50 players. If any players had a virus, they're just going to tell them, go home. This is what he said. Tell them, go home and bring the next 50 up. That's how they think. Next man up. They don't care about your health. They don't care about none of that. And it's just, they showing their true colors, man. They showing what a lot of people seen back from when Kaepernick did his whole skit. They showing that, like, they really don't care. Like, they're just all about their money, all about their business. And, hey, that's terrible. So, I understand why people not playing. And we are going to see a lot more people not playing. We haven't really seen no big star, like Julio Jones, Michael Thomas, Christian McCaffrey. Like, we ain't seen no big star take opt out their contract. But, like, he might. Todd Gurley said he might. But, hey, hopefully they get a bubble or something to help them out. But it doesn't look like it because they just don't care. But that's really it, guys. Like I said, I'm about to start this reaction channel. Hopefully you guys like it. I don't think it will be ready by this episode. But in my next podcast, I will leave the link in the description. So you can go subscribe. So you can go watch. I'm going to be entertaining. I've been studying YouTubers for so long. Like, I should be good at this. I'm a funny guy. I sound like Kawhi. I'm a fun guy. But, hey, hopefully you guys like this podcast. I feel like this was a really good one. So, see you later.